Hello and blessings to you. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone Davison, and today is another blessed day to be walking with God and to be in the light of the Lord. Hey, well, I want to wish all of you mothers happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you all. To God be the glory for you. We appreciate you. We honor you. And we just give God the glory for you. And to some of you are even grandmothers and great-grandmothers, and you're young. And you're able to get around and keep your grandkids and, keep them grandkids for them. They want to pile them kids on to you, but hey, got to do what you got to do sometimes. I'm a grandfather and I have one grandchild, and, she is the sweetest little thing. And sometimes it's good to just look into their lives and look at their faces and look at their features, and it reminds you of somebody, in the bloodline that they didn't get a chance to know. So God is just good to us that way. Well, I want to share with you a word from Genesis chapter 35. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, and also like the video and share the video. Well, Genesis chapter 35, and I want to share just a quick word, which I might even be 3 or 4 minutes. All right, Genesis chapter 35, verse 8. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died. Well, I just want to share just a thought from that. My mother's medication. My mother's medication. Genesis chapter 35 is a very excellent chapter, and I love it, and I enjoy reading it. And one of the reasons why I like reading it is because it's a progressive chapter. And one of the things that makes it a progressive chapter is that it has progressive words in it, like words like and then and so. And these words like and then and so, they're like shifting gears in a manual car. Every shift is getting you further and faster. You're moving. Every time you shift that baby and move it over to third and fourth and fifth, and then you get to overdrive. And these words are shifting us forward. And I want you to understand that God is eager to get you to your destiny, but there's some things we've got to learn in the midst of getting to destiny. And he's eager to move us forward to there. To all of you mothers, and sometimes the enemy fight against you and bring bitterness against you and hard things and hard times, but understand God is working to get you to your destined place. In all of these things in transition, you'll see even in the very first verse, the word and is right there. It opens up the chapter, and it goes throughout the entire chapter. And it's mentioned 22 times throughout the entire chapter. Boy, that's transition for you, right? It's moving. But the thing that verse 8 does is that it brings all of this fast-moving stuff to a screeching halt. It stops it because now the Holy Ghost wants us to stop and take a look at verse 8 so that he could teach us something, so that we can abstract something from it, something powerful, and something that's going to be a blessing to us. Look at verse 8. It says, but Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died. I didn't even know that Rebekah had a nurse. I mean, did you know that she had a nurse? We didn't know that Rebekah had a nurse until now. And even at her death, we didn't know that Rebekah had a nurse, and we didn't even know her name until now. But God knew her name, because he was the one that assigned Deborah, the nurse, to Rebekah. And every woman, every mother has got to have a nurse, which is medicine, assigned to her life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the devil loves to attack the weaker vessel. From the very first book in the Bible to the very last book in the Bible, in Genesis, Satan attacks the woman in the garden, and in Revelation chapter 12, he attacks the pregnant woman that's getting ready to bring forth a child. Because of the prophecy God laid on Eve, that the seed of the woman is going to bruise Satan's head. And the enemy likes to launch these attacks against women, especially women of faith, and especially mothers, because you are standing in your purpose and in your destiny by bearing children. And the enemy likes to bring these things and make your life so bitter and so hard and so hurtful and so disrespected, and make you feel and go into different mental cycles of depression and ups and downs and valleys and peaks and lows. And this is why God assigns a Deborah to you, someone who knows how to operate with medicine. She's a nurse. You remember the Apostle Paul? He had the good Dr. Luke assigned to his life, and God is going to assign to you a Deborah. And every child who's listening to me today, you may be that child that may be your mother's medicine. And it don't take much to get mom going. All it may take is just a call, just to say, how you doing? I don't want anything. I just want to tell you I love you. Hey, I just want to take you to dinner. Just these small encouragements, and that's medicine to a mother. But this woman, Deborah, we don't know anything about her. The only other Deborah we know in the Bible is found in Judges, and she's a prophetess and she's a judge. Because during that time, the men were so spiritually weak and so discouraged and so unwilling to go to war, so unwilling to fight. God raised up this powerful woman by the name of Deborah, and she judged them in natural things and in spiritual things, and she was the nation's encourager. But here we see in Genesis chapter 35, verse 8, God assigned to Rebekah, without us even knowing it, her life was assigned a Deborah, an encourager. When you look at the name Deborah in the Strong's Concordance, you'll find that the name Deborah means bee. And we all know that bee is associated with honey. What is honey about? Honey is an antibacterial. Fungus won't even grow on it. Mold won't even grow on honey. It's a miracle medication. It's also something that when you hit it and when you taste it, your mouth and your body begins to be filled with joy, and it encourages you to go forward. When it hits the liver, it's an energy booster. It's an energizer. And God had placed in the life of Deborah some type of anointed, some type of medication. The medication could have been in her mouth with anointed words that she knew how to speak in season and to be an encourager to Rebekah. And sometimes when you don't even have children that listen to you, when you don't even have friends that listen to you, not even people in the church, God will assign somebody, just a lowly somebody that's not even looking for any attention, somebody that's not even looking for any money. They've been assigned to your life just to be an encourager, somebody that's got an anointed word, somebody that knows how to pray when you need prayer. They can sense that when you need something, they know that you're not the same, and they give you just this injection of medication. And this Deborah was that type of person for Rebekah. Her life was better when she had Deborah in her life.